The smartest person in the room is rarely the one talking the most. Look carefully the next time you're in a meeting, a classroom, or even a casual conversation. The loudest voices are often the most noticeable, but the quiet person in the corner, the one observing everything, that person might be the most intelligent mind in the room. And the reason is surprisingly simple. Truly intelligent people understand something that most people never realize. Talking gives away information, but silence collects it. Most people speak to prove something. They speak to prove they are smart, to prove they are confident, to prove they deserve attention. But intelligent people are different. Instead of rushing to speak, they choose to listen. Not just to the words people say, but to the meaning behind them. They notice tone, they notice hesitation, they notice the small details that everyone else ignores. Because sometimes what people don't say is more important than what they do say. There was a young man named Ethan Carter. He worked in a large office building in the middle of a busy city. Every morning, the office was filled with noise. Phones ringing, people debating ideas, managers giving instructions. Meetings were the loudest part of the day. Everyone wanted to speak. Everyone wanted to sound confident. But Ethan was different. While others argued about their ideas, Ethan simply listened. He watched how people reacted when someone challenged them. He noticed who became defensive. He noticed who exaggerated numbers. And he noticed something else, something most people never realize. The people who talked the most often knew the least. At first, his coworkers misunderstood him. Some thought he was shy. Others believed he lacked confidence. But Ethan wasn't quiet because he was nervous. He was quiet because he was learning. Every meeting became an opportunity. Every conversation became information. He was slowly understanding how people think. One day, during an important meeting, Ethan decided to speak. He shared an idea he had been developing for weeks. But before he could finish explaining it, someone interrupted him. Another coworker dismissed the idea quickly, and the conversation moved on. Ethan didn't argue. He simply became quiet again. A few days later, something interesting happened. Another employee presented the exact same idea. The room reacted completely differently. People nodded. Managers praised the suggestion. The same idea, but a different reaction. That moment taught Ethan an important lesson. People don't always listen to ideas. They listen to confidence. They listen to reputation. And sometimes, they listen to whoever speaks the loudest. Instead of feeling frustrated, Ethan became even more observant. He began studying something deeper: timing. He noticed when people were open to new ideas. He noticed when the room felt defensive. And slowly, he began speaking less often. But when he did speak, he chose the perfect moment. And something surprising started happening. People actually listened. One evening, Ethan stayed late at the office. The building was almost empty. The lights were dim, and the quiet felt peaceful. In the small kitchen area, the security guard was making tea. They began talking casually. The guard placed 2 cups on the table. One cup was completely full of tea. The other cup was empty. Then he said something simple. "You can only pour tea into an empty cup." Ethan looked confused. The guard smiled. "If the cup is already full, nothing new can enter." That sentence stayed in Ethan's mind for the rest of the night. Most people walk into conversations with a full cup, full of opinions, full of assumptions, full of the need to be right. And when the mind is already full, it cannot learn anything new. Intelligent people understand this. So instead of filling the room with words, they create space to understand. Months passed. Ethan's quiet nature began to change how people saw him.
Because when Ethan spoke, his words always mattered. He didn't speak to impress people. He spoke to clarify things. Slowly, his coworkers began to notice. Meetings became calmer when Ethan shared his thoughts. Problems were solved faster. And without trying to dominate the room,
Ethan became one of the most respected voices in the office. The truth is, silence is often misunderstood. Many people think silence means weakness. But sometimes silence is the strongest position you can take, because silence allows you to observe. Silence allows you to understand. And most importantly, silence allows you to choose your words carefully. In a world where everyone is trying to be heard, the rarest skill is knowing when not to speak. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation and everyone is competing to talk, remember something simple. The smartest mind in the room might be the one still observing. Because intelligence is not about speaking the most. It's about understanding the most. And sometimes, the quietest voice holds the deepest wisdom. And that is why intelligent people often stay quiet. Because intelligence is not about speaking the most. It's about understanding the most. And sometimes, the quietest mind in the room is the one learning everything. But here's something interesting. Highly intelligent people also share another strange habit that most people never notice. And once you see it, you start noticing it everywhere. If you're curious to understand that behavior, click the video on your screen right now. It explains the psychology behind it. And if you enjoy videos about human psychology, intelligence, and the hidden patterns of behavior, consider subscribing, because the next video might change the way you see people forever.